All right, let's dive in. Today, we are tackling one of the most, let's be honest, nerve-wracking parts of buying a home, the inspection. This is that moment where your dreams meet cold, hard reality. So let's get you a playbook to make sure you come out on top. Man, doesn't this just hit home? Real estate strategist Iryna Talmachova absolutely nails that feeling. One minute, you're mentally arranging furniture, and the next, you're trying to figure out what on earth a double-tapped breaker is. Look, we all have this dream, right? The inspector gives a thumbs up, you high-five your agent, and ride off into the sunset. But the reality, it's usually a lot more like the right side of the screen. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. That's where the real story starts, and it's where you can actually gain some serious power if you know how to play the game. So yeah, let's talk about that moment of impact, the inspection. It's where the fantasy of the open house tour gets a big old dose of reality, delivered by a guy with a flashlight and a moisture meter. And who's our guide through all this chaos? That would be Howard Brown, a certified home inspector, and he puts it perfectly. His job isn't to crush your dream, not at all. It's to protect it by showing you exactly what you're buying, warts and all. Okay, first things first, and this is huge, an inspection is not a pass-fail test. It's an information-gathering mission. You're basically a detective looking for clues about the house's story. Sometimes the clues are small, and sometimes, well, Howard once found a raccoon skeleton in an attic that had been nailed shut. I'm not kidding, true story. All right, so you've made it through the actual inspection. Deep breath, now comes the real boss battle, a 40-page report that lands in your inbox. Let's break down how to turn this scary-looking document into your secret weapon. So the first thing you gotta do is sort this stuff out. That long list feels overwhelming, right? So you have to separate the big, expensive red flags. We're talking roof leaks, foundation issues, an HVAC system from the Stone Age, from the minor cosmetic quirks you can probably fix yourself over a weekend. That's how you focus your energy on what actually matters. And get this, some of these red flags are hiding in plain sight. Howard tells the story about finding an outlet that was literally melting. The seller was all, oh, it's nothing. Turns out it was a massive fire hazard. That is the kind of discovery that completely changes the conversation. And this is where the whole game changes. Iryna is so right here. That report isn't just a list of problems. It's a script. It's a language. And once you learn to speak it, you're the one in control of the deal. Which brings us to the main event. You've cracked the code of the report. Now, how do you use that knowledge to negotiate like an absolute pro? Let's get into it. First, you need to learn the lingo. Let's look at Howard's drama decoder. Inspectors use very careful language. When they say recommend further evaluation, what they really mean is this could cost you thousands of dollars. Possible microbial growth? Yeah, that's their way of saying mold without getting into legal trouble. This is the secret translation you need to know. So what do you do with this intel? Well, Iryna gives us a 4-step playbook, and it is brilliant. Step 1, ask for credits, not for them to do the repairs. That way, you control the quality. Then, you back it up with actual quotes. Bundle your requests together so you're not nickel and diming, and, this is key, stay calm. Panic kills deals. Strategy closes them. And hey, for all you sellers out there, this isn't about being on the defensive, it's about being smart. A pre-inspection lets you get ahead of the drama, you fix the big-ticket items, you disclose what you know. That builds trust. And trust is what makes a deal feel good for everyone. You actually become the hero of the story. Now, these ideas work everywhere. But to really see them in action, let's zoom in on a real high-stakes arena our source material talks about, Florida. Because, well, Florida homes are just built different. In a place like Florida, you're not just fighting a leaky faucet. You are literally at war with the environment. You've got wind, you've got constant humidity, you've got termites, and salty air that just eats metal for breakfast. It's a whole other level of homeownership. And sometimes the signs are, well, they're not exactly subtle. Can you even imagine finding this? This story is just perfect. It captures the crazy high stakes and, frankly, the absurdity of some of these issues. The house was literally asking for help. I absolutely love this metaphor from Iryna because it completely reframes your mindset. You're not buying something that's broken. You're investing in a luxury item that just requires a higher level of care. It's a strategic asset, not a flawed product. And that's the perfect pivot to our final and honestly most important part, because the inspection, that's just one stressful day. Home ownership is the long game. It's a journey.
See, smart ownership is all about playing offense, not defense. Think of a simple calendar like this as home Botox. It's preventative care. A little bit of effort every month or every season keeps your home healthy and helps you avoid those giant, expensive emergencies down the line.
And that proactive thinking goes all the way back to your financing. The right loan is a powerful tool. A conventional loan is great for a move-in ready place. But what if that inspection report looked like a horror novel? A renovation loan lets you roll the cost of all those repairs right into your mortgage from day one. It's about matching your strategy to your situation.
It all builds towards this bigger idea. Iryna's pillars show us that a home isn't just an asset you have to maintain. It's a platform. It's the center of your life, a reflection of your values, and the foundation of your long-term story.
And honestly, I can't think of a better way to put it than this quote from Howard. The inspection, with all its stress and drama and discovery, it's just the opening scene. The real story, the great story, is everything that comes after.
So we'll leave you with that question. Once you're armed with this playbook, with this strategy, you're not just a home buyer anymore. You're an author. So go write an amazing story.